Good morning. Welcome. On behalf of President Steve Ender, I want to welcome everyone here today for the first public presentation of a new report, Public Safety, Public Savings, and a Better Economy for All. Michigan Community Colleges strengthen the public and private sectors while generating revenue and savings for taxpayers. We are absolutely delighted to host this event today and to welcome our special guests. President of the State Board of Education, John Austin, is here. Catherine Keller is here from the main office in Washington of Council for a Strong America. Jerry Dash is here. He's the director of the Michigan chapter of the Council for a Strong America. And we also have our dignitaries and our speakers for later. Kent County Sheriff Larry Stelma and Mr. Milton Scales. Not only are we delighted to be the host for this event, but we have two reasons to be thankful to the Council for a Strong America and their sister organizations, Ready Nation and Fight Crime, Invest in Kids. And the first is that we are absolutely delighted to be highlighted as a shining light among community colleges in this report. We are particularly grateful for the recognition given to our police academy. And in particular, I want to recognize some additional guests here today. We have some of our police academy recruits here in the front row, dressed in uniform. If they look a little sweaty, it's not because they're nervous. I've been told by Director Jody Richart that they've been out doing scenarios and they made a quick change to be here. So thanks to you folks for being here. You know, students are the reason that we all do what we do, and they're ultimately the reason we're here today. So we appreciate that recognition. We also appreciate the recognition for our early college and middle college partnerships because we believe those are very essential for our community to create in our young people a college-going mindset, to get them started early on their college aspirations, and to get them not only their high school diplomas, but a credential that can send them to work right away. So thank you for that. We also thank you very much for your advocacy for community colleges in this report, and we're very supportive of the recommendations contained in the report. We've always believed and worked hard on the many recommendations that are made around consistent ongoing advising, including financial advisement, creating a college-going mindset early, career counseling, the importance of career and technical education. We join the Council for a Strong America in advocating for greater financial support for students and better metrics for the success of community colleges. One of the major themes that I see in this report is the need to create even more clear pathways for students. Higher education is not always an easy world to navigate. We need to become better navigators, and we need the help of our communities and our legislators to do that. What we know is that when we help students navigate higher education successfully, that ensures their success. Their success means our success. It means stronger communities. It means a stronger state. And it means a stronger nation. And so once again, thank you very much to the Council for a Strong America and welcome. And it's my pleasure to announce our first speaker, Kent County Sheriff Larry Stelma.
Thank you, Doctor. And to our new recruits, I'd like to welcome you this morning. You're sweaty and you're giving up your lunch hour, I'm going to tell you, get used to it, because if you're going to come and work for me, it happens often. But thank you, Dr. Chesley. I'm proud to be here representing Kent County Law Enforcement for the release of this report. Some of what I have to say will be a bit surprising to a lot of people. I'll start with the headline, which is that everyone who cares about public safety should care about the importance and the important work done by Michigan's community colleges. If you've had a chance to read the report, you'll understand why. The report comes from the Council for a Strong America, an organization representing 5 pillars of society that work together to ensure that future generations are what we call citizen ready. That term encompasses a few things that make people productive in our society, namely that they're well educated, educated enough to be gainfully employed, contributing to our tax base, and staying out of the criminal justice system. Community colleges have a major role in all of these outcomes. I'd like to talk for a few minutes about what they mean to me as a sheriff. My success in protecting public safety depends on the people I work with. Our men and women in uniform are literally on the front lines of some of the most dangerous situations you can imagine. They need to understand how to read these situations and accurately assess the risks to the citizens, the risks to themselves. They need to understand intuitively and through experience how to de-escalate conflicts. These are critical thinking skills that they have a lot to do with emotional intelligence, with relationship building, and communication skills. But that's just a beginning, because our people also need to be adept with crime-fighting technology, and they also need to have strong reading and math skills so they can write reports that stand up in court. Simply put, our recruits need to be among the best and the brightest among our citizens. Like many CEOs who are struggling with workforce needs, law enforcement executives find themselves in the same predicament. A recent poll of just our current local needs, anticipated needs for our current local area over the next 4 years, indicates that there is not enough capacity to fill the need, to train those choosing to go into public safety as a career. These are a few of the reasons why law enforcement leaders are competing with CEOs in the private sector to attract and retain top talent. They're the reasons we depend on community colleges, which operate 13 of the 20 police training schools in Michigan. Grand Rapids Community College Police Academy is a leading example. It's the only academy in the state that offers both a day and night class. People who attend community college tend to do very well on the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards entrance exam. In fact, I understand that 31 of the 32 recruits that took it last year passed it. And these are the same high standards that community college is bringing into the, incorporated into the highly anticipated Corrections Academy. There are plenty of reasons for this. People accepted into the program have to transfer in with an associate degree or satisfactorily complete important prerequisite courses. What's most important is that they emerge from the program with the skills and knowledge to protect our citizens. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking through some specific recommendations on how to make Michigan community colleges even more effective. But at this point, I want to make it absolutely clear. Federal lawmakers and Michigan lawmakers need to acknowledge the vital role community colleges play in strengthening the law enforcement community and making our communities a safer place. Now, I'd like to turn it over to Milton Scales. Milton?
45 years with the Sheriff's Department, 16 years as sheriff. Let's have a round of applause again for the sheriff. Scenarios. Yeah, right. That was PT, right, folks? I'm not far removed from the police department. Okay. Thank you, Sheriff Stelman. I appreciate the way you opened this program up as a more unexpected messenger for the value of community colleges. I'm a product of community colleges. I graduated from Lansing Community College in 1950, and I was their 2013 Distinguished Alumnus. But what they provided me was a great skill set, and I retired as the chief of the state's DEQ. 15 years as chief, 33 years of law enforcement. It is a valuable, valuable experience. Most people don't know how important they are to educating our police and deputies. I sincerely thank you for your contributions to our public safety and thank Grand Rapids Community College for everything it's doing to train the people you need. I'm probably more of the kind of messenger people expect when it comes to talking about community colleges and the rest of the workforce. That said, there are some very important points I want to make. The first point is that communities throughout Michigan and the nation are struggling with what we call a skills gap. That's the vast gulf between the number of jobs that employers are trying to fill and the number of people who are prepared to do them. By 2020, in fact, 70% of jobs in Michigan will require at least some post-secondary education. That's less than 4 years away. Unfortunately, based on current projections, only about 60% of your citizens will have even a minimum level of post-secondary education. As you can see, we have our work cut out for us. This matters a lot to me as a business owner because Sheriff Stelman is absolutely right. I need smart people who can think critically and solve the problems that might hold my business back. It also matters to me because of the role I play in my community. As a trustee of the Meridian Township, I have to be concerned about everything it takes to build a thriving community. A solid economy with good jobs and people who are qualified for them is the bedrock of our community. The more people who are prepared for these jobs, the more prosperous we'll be. Across Michigan and in many states across the country, community colleges are especially important to the manufacturing, construction, technology, and healthcare sectors that are driving our economy forward. But here's another reason why community colleges are so important to people and communities. They are affordable. About half of the students who attend community colleges have an annual household income below $30,000. They need options beyond four-year colleges, which they can't afford. In fact, I think almost all students need more options in higher education, one of which is to earn an associate's degree before going on to a four-year college or some other type of education. You can get the same excellent education program at a far lower cost, which brings me to my third and final point. Community colleges are a smart investment for taxpayers. Many of those who earn credit go on to great jobs. And when they make more money and pay more taxes, in fact, those who earn an associate degree, like those that are awarded right here, earn about 33% more than those who only complete high school. That's an increase of about $450,000 over a lifetime. One study that's mentioned in our report found that each associate degree granted by a community college generates an average of about $87,000 in benefits to taxpayers over the student's lifetime based on higher income tax payments and savings to government programs. So there you have it, a straightforward rundown on why community colleges are so important to law enforcement and employers. Before you leave today, I encourage you to take a look at the handout that describes how Grand Rapids Community College is fulfilling its mission to get people workforce ready. As a business person, I'm very impressed with how they are working in partnerships with high schools to enable people to earn a high school diploma and an associate degree in their 13th year of education. They're also starting what looks like a very smart career and technical education partnership with the Ottawa Intermediate School District and Herman Miller Office Furniture. And as Dr. Chesley will tell you, they're giving every student clear guidance on that journey to post-secondary education credentials and good advice about how to pay for it along the way. These are a few of the reasons why Grand Rapids Community College is a shining example here in Michigan. Here are our recommendations as law enforcement and business leaders for how lawmakers can support other community colleges striving to create the same path of opportunities for students nationwide. Number one, make student advising more accessible and continuous to ensure students set realistic goals and are prepared to achieve them. This is so important. As your president puts it, in our news release about this report, the path from high school through post-secondary education to the workforce can be challenging even for the best prepared students. Virtually all students benefit from good advice on courses and career paths to minimize detours along the way. Number two, foster accountability for results. Encourage community colleges to report the percentage of students who transfer to and complete a degree at a four-year institution or gain employment as a result of their education at the colleges. This is obviously important to students who are here to make real progress toward higher education credentials and careers. It's also important for colleges to demonstrate their progress in making this happen. Number three, increase support for dual credit and career and technical education for high school students. This is so important to everyone who wants to see young people become productive members of society. Number four, simplify the free application for federal student aid so it's easier to complete, thereby increasing the availability of funds for college attendance. Number five, make Pell Grant money available in the summer. Recent studies have shown year-round grant aid increases community college enrollment and persistence. Number six, Support continuous financial counseling so students borrow wisely. We all know student debt is a tremendous weight on the backs of our workforce. It also drags down the whole economy. Colleges must be encouraged to provide sound advice to help students make smart borrowing decisions. All of these recommendations are described in our report, along with some information on how lawmakers can make them happen. We'll be happy to take your questions now.
Scott, Grand Rapids Press and One Media Group, what, if any, communications have you had with our state lawmakers about moving forward?
Ready Nation and Fight Crime for Kids is in constant contact with lawmakers from beginning to end of session. We continue to press our positions forward, and we buttonhole them to make sure that they hear us.
Any feedback you've gotten regarding some of these specific recommendations?
Well, the report's just coming out right now. Yep.
I'm John Austin, President of the State Board of Education, and I've been working with the community colleges in Michigan and the universities, as well as now this CSA Alliance, to try to promote these recommendations. I believe our Community College Association certainly has been already advocating with lawmakers in Lansing for these supports for these strategies, including increased funding for early college credit taking and for getting the performance metrics right. I think a new help has been this fraternity of leaders beginning to lend their voice with Lansing lawmakers about how important higher education attainment is and support for community colleges is to meet the needs of the sheriff, to meet the needs of employers. And you also, I believe that Council for Strong America has been working with some of our Michigan congressional delegation, correct? To have meetings with them, with these kinds of leaders, to say, you need to go to work in Washington to get these kinds of strategies into federal legislation. So I hope that's helpful. I was instructed that I might be able to pitch in on some of the specifics here, so I hope you don't mind.
Sure, so talk a little bit about your conversations with other law enforcement officials in the area about the skills gap.
Well, there are really two career paths for law enforcement: corrections and law enforcement, the patrol type of aspect that one sees. And at a recent meeting, actually right here in this room, a group of executives from chiefs and sheriffs from the surrounding area here who utilize community college resources, we were polled as to our anticipated needs over the next 3 or 4 years. And due to retirements and anticipated growth, the collective need of West Michigan right here in our area can't even be met by the number of seats that are available at community college. The need is greater than what they have the assets to train new recruits for. And so we have a couple of issues. We have an issue of trying to encourage young people that this is a notable career, a noteworthy career, a valuable career in your community, that there's great personal satisfaction, there's satisfaction to the community, and you're doing good. But then on top of that, once we have young people, and there seems to be a growing group of young people with that interest, then the next hurdle is to try to get them educated and trained in, as Mr. Scales said, an economical way so that they come out of school with the skills they need, but not with a lot of debt. I can't give you a number or specific, but we hire lots of people out of Grand Rapids Community College and out of the colleges in West Michigan. And in fact, both the officers that are here with me today, my undersheriff and my community outreach officer, are both graduates of the Grand Rapids Community College. So we hire a lot of them. I just can't give you the number. just depends on how many lunch hours you want to give up.
You're always welcome in Meridian Township.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about where that list began? I know you probably boiled it down for CSA to get to that 6, but I'm imagining there's probably a much lengthier list of things that you could do in terms of helping students.
Well, the higher education attainment report that we put out, Reaching for Opportunity, in December 1st, laid out a set of recommendations ranging from enhanced guidance and counseling in high school, enhanced early college credit taking, dual enrollment in CTE, to enhancing financial aid on the other end and helping adults return to colleges and universities to get a credential. This report really focused on the agendas that are community college specific, that were also part of this game plan for helping 60% of our Michigan citizens achieve a post-secondary credential. And they reflect the priorities of the Michigan community colleges and bring then what I like to call the heavy artillery of the law enforcement community, the business community, and others to advocate for and remind our legislators and decision-making bodies how important these strategies are for helping more people complete credentials and degrees that help them play important roles in law enforcement and society and help our general population be better educated. So the 6 items here include 3 or 4 that are Michigan Community College priorities to provide better support for helping them succeed in preparing their workforce for tomorrow, as well as some new federal asks that the Council for Strong America and others can help in Washington that can also support Michigan's community colleges to help more of these young people succeed and get what they need, ranging from financial aid to the guidance and counseling to the kind of making sure we're valuing performance right. So these are really the community college focused elements of a higher education attainment agenda, which again, Kevin Stotts and Talent 2025, who are also a Ready Nation member, couldn't be here today. We're partners in developing this roadmap. And this is a new great report that says, here's the community college pieces for helping provide better support for them to help more of these young people be citizen leaders and the workforce that we need for tomorrow. Any other questions? I'm sure the group will hang out for a minute to be attacked informally too. So thank you everybody for coming very much, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Make sure you say hi to Jan for me.